Welcome to the Marriott's Breakfast Show podcast. Andrew's here, and you have taken some most incredible photographs, but I want to know, where are you from originally?
Actually, I'm from here, but I left when I was 2 years old.
Right. Originally from Thailand, right?
From
and
Thailand.
Then you left, and where did you go?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so moved to Hong Kong, went to school in Hong Kong, and went to Singapore. Then after Singapore, France, and then came back here, left again, went to America. So been around.
You have been around,
Yeah,
and
I've been
around and around, and you've got a whole library. You brought your huge photo with you. I thought you were going to bring a little, 10 by 8 or something, but you brought this.
Yeah, we didn't have any.
That's the most
prints at home.
incredible photograph. We've just put it up on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We're also on Facebook Live.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'd like to catch up with you, not now, but in the next hour.
Sure.
We'll have a look at your story of
Okay.
photography.
Sure.
How you got into it.
Fantastic.
And some of the shows you've been exhibiting and winning awards just recently, haven't you? So
Yeah, got lucky.
that's not lucky. It's talent. God, really? So we'll do that over the next hour.
Okay.
Let's get on with the music. Taking us up towards the news at the top of the hour, which has to be 9 o'clock this hour. It's Lady Gaga. Here she is. Always got to check that clock, because we never know quite what time it is here.
She might win an Oscar.
She might win an Oscar. This is true. Live from the Siam Bakery. And Andrew is an incredible photographer. You're incredible, and you're a photographer, right?
You're too kind.
I know you've just had an exhibition up in Bangkok,
Yeah.
which has been quite successful. And in fact, I was really a little bit frustrated because I went there and I got there just as it closed, and I was so frustrated. But how did the exhibition go up there? Come close to Mike, please.
Okay, it actually went out really well. It actually did better than we expected, actually. There's quite a good turnout, and it gave us a good exposure for the first
What kind of pictures are you displaying there?
Mostly personal works, award-winning works, and it was my first solo exhibition, so it was kind of important. Yeah.
Okay, and this is it. You are now winning awards, you were saying, but where did all this start from? I know you mentioned this guy, John Evans. He was a local resident here, wasn't he?
Yeah, so
Tell me about John and how you got into this.
One day, John and I had a beer together, and we were talking about editing photos with Lightroom, with Photoshop, and John actually writes tutorials for Adobe, the book.
Okay.
And then he invited me. He said, "Hey, listen, I'm doing a book, early 2018. Love for you to be a guest photographer in there. Why don't you prepare some work, and then we'll put it in there." And that actually launched me because, then I was talking to my wife, and my wife said, "Wait a second, you're entering competitions now. Why don't you have nothing to lose, just put some of your photos that you're going to be competing with in the book."
And the book, by the way, it is this one. It's Photoshop Lightroom Classics. So it's like a handbook for photographers. Is that right?
Well, for
and Photoshop
for
users.
starting photographers who want to learn how to manipulate, digitally edit their
content.
content.
And this is really where your break came. And you got a great picture, black and white picture.
Well, that's
of an engineer working on a motor.
Yeah, and that's the key was that I just got lucky because the first picture that I put next to the cover was actually the one that 2 months later I won the Photo X 2018 in London for. And that was the first exhibition was actually in London.
So roughly how long ago would that be?
A couple of months, like 8-9 months ago, I think.
Oh, only so recently?
Yeah, about
just
8-9 months. Last year.
So everything really has happened over the last year or so?
Yeah, it just... everything just kept rolling last year. Like I won 10 awards last year, and it was just absolutely crazy. But the first major one was Photo X 2018, where I got an exhibition in London at the Meunier Gallery, and the second exhibition after that in London was at the New Artist Fair, and it was just a starting point, and it was a great
absolutely
start. Yeah,
incredible story.
It actually helped us a lot. It helped us a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get on with some music.
Sure.
All right, and
Awesome.
then let you think a little bit and grab another coffee.
Definitely will.
We'll play this great old one. On with the music. We are going way back. Another great oldie at Surf 102.5. Daryl Hall and John Oates back together again. I love hearing those coffee cups go, don't you?
Not when they're empty.
Back together again, Daryl Hall and John Oates, Surf 102.5 at the Cyan Bakery this morning, because it's a Friday where the coffee's good, right?
Yeah, it's really
Cappuccino's
good.
not bad, is it? Huh? It's always good. We're talking with Andrew Bunnag, who's a photographer, been winning some awards, holding exhibitions. Originally, if you just tuned in, Andrew's Thai originally, and then ended up going kind of to America, didn't you? And you lived in America
Sideways.
for a while.
Oh, for a while.
Yeah.
I went to America to school.
Closer to my place.
Okay,
Sorry.
so I went to America to school, and I worked in the movie industry over there.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, that's where I met my lovely wife. So
What's your wife's name?
Muchi.
Muchi. Okay, Muchi
If
from
you can't-
Japan.
Well, she's American, but
American Japan?
US, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
But if you can't pronounce Muchi, then you just can call her Bob. It's okay too.
Okay. You don't mind, do you?
No, so yeah, it's been a long ride. It's been interesting. Yeah. So from movie industry to Wuhan, that's completely flip side of things.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what kind of photographs do you like to take generally? Is there a particular style or a particular type?
Well, work-wise, it's all commercial photography. So that's different. It's not, I don't have to necessarily like the work, the style that I do for work.
Exactly.
I mean, it's really what the clients are looking for. So, from food photography to product photography to portraits and modeling and all that, that's just the commercial side of things. But what I won awards for has nothing to do with all that, was more personal work. So I guess personal work, people ask me sometimes, why don't I do landscapes? I said, well, I don't live in Iceland. I think for landscapes, you need to be
in Iceland,
yeah. Or I mean places somewhere like that,
spectacular,
like the
panoramic,
cliffs of Cardiff or somewhere like that, where it's spectacular, or travel there to do things.
Sure.
So I guess I fell into a different category, which was more street photography, which is more everyday life type things.
I liked a couple of shots that you took in Japan. You were in Japan recently.
I was in Japan recently, yeah.
What were you doing in there? Just a holiday or another exhibition?
Well, it was a dual purpose thing where we visited my wife's parents in Japan, but I also, what I did as well is also to actually take some extra content for street things that I'm going to be competing in this year. So Japan is absolutely fantastic for street photography. It's one of the best places, actually.
What makes it so interesting, so different?
It's the vibes, I think. It's nighttime walking around Tokyo. It's just the vibes. It's the colors are so vibrant. The lighting, neons everywhere. It's absolutely amazing. It's like you walking in the Blade Runner movie set, really.
Okay.
So yeah, and we went in the dead of winter, which my wife hates because it's cold, but I love the cold. Actually, I'm one of the few people who I really enjoy the cold.
Thank you. Not for me.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
It's actually not as bad as...
Here we are. All right, live, Surf 102.5. We're also live on Facebook if you dare to look. All right. Andrew is our photographer guest today, and Kumbo's here. Hello, Kumbo. She's doing the coffee run, getting all the cappuccinos and things. And your awards have been incredible this last year. Briefly, give me a rundown of the awards that you've actually, the competition that you've entered and the awards that you've won, because you've had a stunning year.
Well, it's I guess one of the important ones that I won was Photo X Awards 2018, which was in London. That actually was the one one of the few that set me off, I think. Then Photo X, I won the grand prize.
What is Photo X?
Photo X is an award which is set up by a gallery called Art Gemini.
And where was that?
That was in London.
Okay.
So once I won that one, they offered a gallery placing in London for a show. And then I got two exhibitions in London, and that was really the starting point of everything. And a couple of other major awards, I guess. There's got second place at the ND Awards, which is a photography award for a shot I did in Tokyo, apparently.
Amazing.
Then there's the association, the Media Photographers Association of America, where they had an architectural awards, and I came first and second on that one. For a shot I did in Barcelona, which, you know. But, so the awards...
Can I ask you also, your awards are incredible. And most of your photos that you exhibit are your personal work. It's not commercial projects.
No.
But you earn your living really out of the commercial side, is that right?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what type of work do your clients ask you to do?
I do everything from, like, I've done food photography for restaurants. Clients have asked me for portraits.
Yeah.
So portraits, food photography, product photography. Working on some product stuff soon, like bicycles and all that, for a book. I also been asked to do real estate photography.
Are clients difficult or easy to work with generally?
It depends really, because for some jobs where I guess you have the creative control and all that, it works well when the clients trust you and all that. But then for bigger jobs, sometimes you work with an art director. So you need to understand how to work with a team. So it's not just you in that process. It involves a lot of people. And yeah, I guess it's tougher in that way, because with art directors, there's a commercial side of things as well. So sometimes, you get things like, the colors can't be too saturated. They have to be this way. They have to be that way. So it's really a mixed match of working with other people too.
Okay. Yeah. So you've won a lot of awards. You're able to put your prices up now, are you?
Not exactly, no. Because, like I said, I'm still at a starting point right now, I think. Because it's like a black sheep coming out of nowhere in this scene, really. That's why in Bangkok I was really surprised, because I just came out of nowhere, basically. Yes. But but it's the awards that I won. I also chose certain how it came about, really, because I don't involve myself too much with the social media awards scene and all that, because it's not really something which I think would get me anywhere anyway. But not that it's not good, but it's I think for exposure and all that, I went for the big international things just to see what would happen, Aim
high.
Well, yeah, but with no really expectations whatsoever. I just stayed humble, and then basically just got doing what I love to do.
Well, people obviously love your work, and this is what it's about, isn't it? It's just appreciation of, you've got a great eye. That picture that you showed us earlier,
that was
is just
one of the first.
Stunning in terms of, the shape and the silhouette of the tree and the shadows. You can see the picture on our Facebook, by the way, if you care to have a look. But it is a terrific shot.
Got lucky on that one too, because I actually was walking in Paris.
I was going to say, where was it taken?
Well, actually, the Jardin Luxembourg in Paris. I was actually walking to Saint-Germain, and then I was late for meetings, so I decided to cross the Luxembourg Gardens.
Okay.
And as I crossed the Luxembourg Gardens, I saw immediately there's an area where the sun was setting, and I see pretty much retirees, like they're, and I thought, wow, last rays, they're enjoying the last rays of warmth.
So if you haven't actually seen the picture, it's a lot of people sitting in chairs just taking in the sun.
But you don't see the sun.
But you're taking the shot into the sun, and there's a great tree in the middle, the silhouette of the tree. I mean, an incredible dynamic, in black and white, of course.
Yeah.
Do you like to shoot more black and white or color, or just you don't mind?
I think for me it's black and white is a certain technique, but it's hard sometimes. It's harder to do black and white.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that having no color is easy, but it's not. Because you have tones and all that. I think the most important thing is, I personally now at this moment though, I really like color. I guess I've been doing a lot of black and whites, but I do like color. But I always turn back to black and white when I want to convey a certain emotion, convey a certain type of image, story-wise.
Yeah.
Because black and white is really expressive as a medium. It is, and it's classical. I mean, you got the classics, you know, black and white photography coming from 100 years, you know.
Exactly.
But color, I think it's challenging because everybody takes color photographs, but how do you manipulate the color, the light, to be your own, to be different? That's where it's challenging.
And I wanted to also ask you a little bit about taking shots on film and then comparing that to taking digital shots. But shall we have a look at that? Let's play another song.
Sure.
And we can get another coffee as well.
Yeah,
all right,
we'll get back to that.
Shakira, Try Everything at Surf 102.5 and the Marriott Breakfast Show. Andrew, you going to come back? Here he is. He's gone up there to look at his messages and things. The wonderful thing I've noticed, Andrew, is, you know, you're so fluid with your conversation. There's always a lot to talk about. And you were just saying just now, and, you know, when I turn the mic off, you're still talking, which is fantastic. And you were saying you kind of picked a lot of this up from your teaching days, which is great.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Okay, I wanted to move on with your photography.
Sure.
And what about a difference between film and digital photography? Do you like working in film? Have you tried working in film?
I started off working in film years ago, and back in the old days when I was in, when I was in my first college days, I learned how to develop black and white.
Yeah.
So I was in the dark room. Yeah, so in the dark room, and then I actually converted my bathroom into a dark room of all things. But I think that going towards digital has made photography accessible to the masses now. Because anybody can go buy a camera, basically, and if you have a PC, you just take snapshots, you can load it, and then you can share it.
And enhance the colors and everything.
Yeah, but the main thing I think that it's great for the masses is because photography has become a medium where you can actually share it with family and friends faster, even from an iPhone and all that, you know. But in the old days, you must remember this, like, you know, you have 36 shots. So
I remember those old days.
You can't mess it up. You got 36 shots, and then what do you do afterwards? You go to the drugstore to give it, you know, to get it developed at a Kodak store or things like that.
But it made you a lot more selective about the pictures that you take, didn't it?
Yeah, but I think that nowadays things have come more interesting, and it's a lot more challenging. I think nowadays. I mean, some photographers might hate me for this, but I think it's a lot more challenging now because it is available to the masses digitally.
Yes.
Digital photography. And a lot of photographers like me have decided that, but we're taking it in digital form. But for me personally, like in my opinion, I'm actually trying to recolorize my work and make it look like film. Like traditional film stock, you know, like we used to shoot in Kodachrome and Ektachrome slides. And you know how if you're going to shoot landscapes, you'd use Fuji because the greens come out. If you're going to shoot portraits, you'd use Agfa because the oranges come out. Kodak was great for your daily use because the yellows were abundant, you know. So
you're right. Each type of film did have its own. Sort of
and that was what we did as a job. I mean, when we had landscape photography, we would use our Fujichrome and all that, or Velvia. But the point is, like nowadays, because everything's digital, I think that for me, I'm heading back towards color grading my images so that they resemble old film stock and film.
All right.
So it's become the reverse now, actually.
I wanted to ask you also about archiving material because everybody takes so many pictures.
Right.
How do you keep them? Because if you look back again in the old days, we'd have, you know, a little picture and a photo album, and you'd stick the pictures in the album, and they're there for 30 years, 40 years. It's not so easy to do that with a digital shot.
Well, actually, with the digital shot nowadays, I mean, some people keep them on their computers until the computer dies. But what we do is, because I take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shots, you know.
Yes.
Like sometimes when I'm on the job, I might take 1,000 shots.
Whoa.
But I'm only using 30.
Right.
Let's say. So, but I do archive all that because just for rainy days, just in case I need it. So What we have is we have a big hard drive at home, an external hard drive, and it's got terabytes and terabytes of space in there. And basically, what we should do, which we really don't do often, is we actually should transfer an archive.
You back that up as well?
Yeah.
Right.
So
people should do this at home, shouldn't they, with their own pictures?
I mean, we do weekly backups.
So you put your pictures onto a separate hard drive, then back that hard drive up to another one.
And the hard drive should not be on your computer. It should be totally separate.
It should be a separate box.
Right, but just in case the computer dies.
Yeah.
So we do have a separate box, and we do have like 3 or 4 hard drives in there, which we actually back up to.
Okay.
So
we are running out of time, actually. We're going to take another break.
All right.
Back in a few minutes. I love the conversation. I've got to ask you, what's happening around the bend? What are you going to do next? Have you got more exhibitions, more work coming up?
Yeah. So
that was easy.
But so this year I think it's been great in 2018. I think 2019 is a challenging year for me because I'm changing the format slightly where, of course, I have work coming up and all that interesting stuff. Interesting work coming up as well, but more to do on the personal side, photography side. I'm entering some more competitions, but I'm trying...
Can you tell us anything in particular?
Well,
anything
I'm
special?
actually trying to establish some myself too in America. So I'm entering a lot more local American.
You want to go back to the States and?
Not necessarily, really. But I mean, with your photographs, I mean. Yeah, I mean, the strange thing is people ask me like, where is home, right?
Yeah.
And that's really a tough question because I guess in my life I've been moving around so much, and I think I still consider. Los Angeles is still home. Paris is still home.
You do travel a bit, don't you?
Yeah, Hua Hin is home.
Yeah.
Bangkok is less home, even though I was born in Bangkok. I'm from Bangkok, but originally, right? But I just don't feel that I'm at home in Bangkok. It's just.
I know what you mean.
It's not me.
I get that. Yeah.
But so this year,
you've got some exhibitions. You're going to try and get into America.
And then hopefully I'll probably be doing my first book soon too. Okay. So that's going to be interesting. A book deal.
We have to make a move because time is up. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's been an incredible conversation this morning. Loved it.
Thank you.